What is up, guys? Welcome back to Rip City Rundown, and welcome back to another Elite 8 preview video. We're talking about Houston and Villanova today. This is going to be an amazing game. It's gonna kind of be a really boring game, but it's gonna be so great. These are two teams that I think the final score is gonna be 55 to 52, something in that realm. These are two very good defensive teams. And these are two teams that can also score the ball, though, so I just don't know what it's going to give. I think defense is going to win this game, and defense is going to take over this game. But let's go ahead and jump into the teams. We'll talk about Houston first, because Houston has looked very good this tournament. Taking down UAB in the first round, 82-68, stopping Jelly Walker, not letting him have any Cinderella hope. Then handled Illinois pretty well, won by 15. Was a close game for a majority of the game, but pulled away late. And then against Arizona, really was the better team the whole night. Was a close game for some of it, but stretched out at the end and won by 12, taking down the 1 seed, possibly one of the best teams in the tournament coming in. So if you're just looking at that game last night for Houston, you can't really look at one guy and say, this is the reason we won. It was a huge team effort. I mean, Jamal Shedd had an amazing game. 21.6 assists, 4 rebounds. Got to the free throw line a lot. That was big for him because he didn't shoot the ball necessarily amazing. And then also Kyler Edwards, 19 points on 6 of 13 shooting and hit 5 threes. If you're getting 5 threes from Kyler Edwards, then you're looking pretty good. The thing about Houston tonight is their defense was just locks down low. Koloko and Tubelis combined for only 12 points. Those are the two bigs for Arizona, and they combined 2 of 14 shooting. That's for a team that relies a lot on their big man production in Arizona. When you got guys like Carlton and White Jr. locking them down low, that's amazing to see. And then they also held Ben Mathurin and Kurt Kriisa to 5 of 24 shooting combined, 5 of 21 shooting. Ben Mathurin was coming in as one of the hottest players in the country and arguably one of the best players in the country coming in, but he couldn't ever get it going. Houston never gave them the chance to get going either. And it was just beginning of the game to end of the game. All game, it was just you felt like Houston was the better team on the floor the whole night. And that's kind of what Houston's MO been this whole year. You don't know why they're winning these games. Or I don't want to say that because you know why they're winning these games. They're really good. But it's not necessarily because they have an elite offense. It's not necessarily because they have an elite defense. It's because they have both of those, and they'll win one game with defense and one game with offense. And this was one of those games where they just wore you out defensively, and they got buckets offensively. They didn't completely outshoot Arizona or completely dominate them on offense, but they hit timely threes, they hit big shots, and their defense stepped up in this game. And that's what I love from Houston. You don't know how they're going to beat you each night because they can beat you any given way. Villanova, on the other hand, is coming into this game similarly as hot as Houston. Obviously won the Big East Championship and then beat Delaware by 20, Ohio State by 10, and then Michigan by 8. This game against Michigan, I always knew Villanova was going to win this game. It just never really felt like Michigan got anything going offensively. I mean, the shooting numbers were pretty atrocious in this game. Both teams really didn't get anything going offensively. Villanova put up 37% from the field, while Michigan 34%. Villanova, Jalen Samuels had a great game, 22 points, 7 rebounds. Jermaine Samuels. He was kind of their force down low. Colin Gillespie never really got it going too much, but he hit 4 threes, and that's where his 12 points. But, I mean, he's that floor general that he impacts the game so much. He's like a Chris Paul. He impacts the game so much that's not necessarily his scoring that carries you. The one scary thing about Villanova is Colin Gillespie's left knee that he hurt, that has been hurt, fell on at the end of the game. And he looked a little limpy post-game. So that's something to keep an eye on. A scary little moment there for Villanova fans. He should be good, but maybe not 100%, maybe like 95%. Who knows? But he definitely will be playing in this game. Just the way these two teams match up, they're similar teams. They don't rely on either their offense or defense too much. They're super balanced, can get scoring from a lot of different ways, but I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. If a team gets to 60, I think they win the game. And I think that team is Houston. Houston has just looked so good down the stretch here. And it's so hard to bet against Jay Wright in March. It's so hard to bet against Jay Wright in March because he's one of the best coaches in the country. But Houston's just it's a different team this year. It's a team that probably should have been a 2 or 3 seed if we're being honest. Houston's favored by 2, and that makes sense. I'm going to give Houston this win. I think Houston wins it down the stretch. It's going to be a very close game again. Like I said, if you make it to 60, you win the game. Final score is probably going to be like 61-58 Houston. The one thing that I think could stop Houston from winning is they are the worst free throw shooting team in the country. So if Villanova's down a couple points and they have to play the foul game, Villanova can definitely get back in this game. Houston's also going to have a home court advantage. I forgot to mention that, given that the game is at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, just a couple hours from Houston. So give me Houston in this game. Comment down below who you think is going to win, and that'll do it for the video, guys. Peace.